welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and even my free-to-play account is celebrating the Mono Black Color Challenge week. This is something I started doing on my main account, which most of you I'm sure know of, but if you don't, I have another account where I play fully unlocked, fully formed Magic decks, and that's a Covert Go Blue, just called Covert Go Blue. And you are here on the free-to-play account today, and what's going on the regular channel is we are doing the color challenge where we're taking a week and fully exploring a color. So this was Mono Black week. We covered all the things that you can do in Mono Black, a number of different strategies, and I wanted the free-to-play account to get in on the action. So this is going to be a tuning episode where we update our Mono Black list with the cards that we've unlocked in our collection so far. And basically what we're looking for is our most powerful cards, putting them in the list, and putting in some good support players. Generally, when you're trying to make a deck in your free-to-play account and you limit yourself to, say, a color, like I want to make a black deck, you want to look for certain synergies or things that work well together. But when you are on a budget and you can't get a lot of those cards into the same place, it's really hard to build, say, a tribal deck or a deck around Spectacle Mechanic when Spawn of Mayhem is a mythic rare, for example. Then what you can do instead is you can look for your most powerful rare and mythic cards, the ones that do really big things. And that's what you see up here in like the 4 and 5 mana spot. You see the Spawn of Mayhem. You see the Clackbridge Troll, the Doom Whisperer, the Cavalier of Night, the Cauldron of Eternity, the Bolas' Citadel. Rares and mythics with huge powerful effects. Then you fill out your early game with removal spells, like Legion's End here. Creatures that have value or strong abilities that are cheap to play. So, Vampire of the Dire Moon is basically a removal spell on a stick. It's a cheap creature with Death Touch and Lifelink, so it goes very good. Value, Order of the Midnight, can use Ultra Fate to return a creature card from the graveyard to their hand, so you get another creature back, and you get Order of the Midnight. So that's a good value play. So is Foulmere Knight. Anything with an adventure is pretty good value. And then the other cheap cards that you might want are sometimes things just fit your profile, so to speak. Like they're good low curve fillers. Knight of the Ebon Legion is a rare, so you can kind of tell that's a really good card. But like Plague Crafter, just making the opponent sacrifice something, it's another removal on a stick. Davriel hits the hand a bit. And then when I talk about curve filler, let's talk about Heraldic Banner. You can name black, so all your creatures get a bonus. And that's a big deal when you have cards like Vampire of the Dire Moon. And you can make extra mana. We have these very expensive cards that we do need to cast in the game to be competitive, and I don't want to run 1,000,000 lands to do it. But when we throw Heraldic Banner down, we can pump our squad and cast these creatures earlier, so it works out. Anyway, you may not have all of these cards in your collection, but generally when throwing together a deck like this, go through your collection, look for cheap cards that create value. When this dies, you get another 1/1 Spirit. Anything that kind of gets you 2 effects or multiple abilities for only 1 card. And then look for your powerful haymakers, your big rares and mythics, usually in their 4, 5, 6 mana, and kind of get those on the top of the curve. All right. I hope that kind of gives you an intro for how to just brew together a monocolor deck in free-to-play. We'll probably do one of these a week to keep celebrating the color challenge as long as I can make the time to do it. So let's play some games. Let's dive right in, and let's let the nonsense begin. This hand will do. We've got some early plays, a banner, and possibly an early Doom Whisperer, so I'm ready to rumble. Big question, do you put out the Knight of the Ebon Legion, or do you put out the Vampire of the Dire Moon? Ebon Legion's stronger later in the game. The opponent showed us a mountain, they may have a shock. If something's going to get shocked, let's let it be the Vampire of the Dire Moon, because Knight of the Ebon Legion can outpace a shock later. Alright, Interplanar Bacon. Whenever the opponent plays a Planeswalker, they gain a life, and a Chandra's Regulator. We can guess we're up against Chandra Tribal. We've drawn 2 Castle Lock lanes. Let's get in there. Our opponent may have the card Flame Sweep, which is a little bit concerning, but I'm going to send out the Knight anyway. We need ways to attack Chandras if Chandra is what they play. Doom Whisperer might be a big hurdle for them to overcome. Usually the creatures are rather small in this style of deck. Chandra's Embercat, huh? So I could play the banner first, Or I could attack. If the opponent blocks the Embercat here, I could pump it and keep my knight, but I know I want to play the banner this turn. If the opponent trades their Embercat for my knight, am I happy? The other option is I could play the banner, pump the Vampire of the Dire Moon, and just attack with that and not offer a trade with the Embercat. I think I like that. So here's the black card. Now, how bad would it be if I traded the knight? Knight is very strong. I'm not going to trade the knight. I'm going to try to keep it around. And then we'll play another Vampire of the Dire Moon, ready to rumble. The opponent didn't even activate the regular to discard a mountain or a red card to draw a card. They must like their hand a lot. And here comes Chandra. -2 to deal 2 damage to a target. Chandra's Regulator, copy the ability, do 2 damage to another target. So the opponent got rid of some of my stuff. The +1 pumps elementals. That's not as threatening. So let's send in the Dire Moon, tag the Chandra, so that its abilities are limited, and play a giant Doom Whisperer and see if our opponent can kill it. See if they can find a way to deal with the mighty Doom Whisperer. Now we have the ability to pay 2 to surveil 2. We'll probably use that a lot if the opponent tries to kill this. Okay, Chandra Fire Artisan. Plus, reveal top card. Does the opponent duplicate it? No. And we see a Leyline of Combustion, but the opponent can't cast it, so that's not going to do anything. They only have until end of turn to play it with Chandra. Let's put an upkeep stop so we can use our Doom Whisperer just before our draw step to make sure our draw step is something sweet. Our opponent's in the tank on this, and here comes the pumping of the elementals. Okay, they doubled the pumps using the regulator, so they plan to attack. That's okay, I will take it. Down to 19. Let's try to make sure that our draw step is good. It doesn't have to be amazing, just good. Another banner isn't bad. It certainly lets us finish. It certainly lets us gain more life with the Vampire of the Dire Moon, which is very nice. We'll save this and give it a... We'll show the opponent this soon, don't worry. But first, let's attack this Chandra, get it off the battlefield. Attack this Chandra, get her off the battlefield. This will deal 5 damage to me. That cuts me back down to 15, but we're doing okay. And then here's the Orzhov Enforcer, a 3/2 with an Afterlife ability. Very good for blocking the Embercat. And the opponent still has to figure out what to do about the Mega Flying Trample Doom Whisperer. Chandra's Regulator is digging. It better be something good. It's another Chandra. What do you know? Chandra Tribal plays Chandra.
Living in a monastery full of firebrands?
Okay, they're making 1/1s. They're doubling the 1/1s. So, I mean, it's obviously a strategy if they're trying to dig into my life total. That's not very good against Vampire of the Dire Moon. These only last until end of turn. I could kill the cat. Then I end up with a 1/1 instead of a 3/2. But it does save me more life, which I think is good. Keeping my life total high gives me more surveils and keeps me from being burned out. And this is still a 3/1 actually, because it's black and white. I keep on thinking of spirits as only white, but not these spirits. These spirits are black and white. Alright, let's make our draw a good one. Fenlurker's pretty good. Knight of the Ebon Legion's very good. I suppose I can keep both of these. The Fenlurker's great while the opponent has cards in their hand. Let's let them make this decision. Another Chandra down. Now we can activate a castle on an empty hand, getting our knight and playing our knight. Then this can go face, and these can take out Baby Chandra, giving us 3 life back in the process.
I am not happy right now.
And the opponent will need something truly magical to be back in the game. Our board has basically been crushing it ever since Doom Whisperer resolved. So Chandra the Pyromancer, again.
So much to see. I'm fired up.
Using the regulator, you can deal 4 damage, but Iron Craig Feet. Add 7 red. And that's game. Sorry, forgot to move my head from the over there to the over here, where I try to move it so that you can see the cards when I talk about them in the deck builder. And then you can see more of the board from this position. Forgot that. Bad YouTuber. Stop, re-record everything. Here's Knight. We've got the Cauldron of Eternity in the opener, which isn't particularly great. And now there's a turn 1 shock for the Knight. Looks like we're playing more red, but I'm going to use Alter Fate right here, right now to get the Knight of the Ebon Legion back. Cavalier of Night is so good against red. Any deck that's red, that I'm feeling okay, even though I don't have anything on the board. Here's Tin Street Dodger. Our curve will be nice playing Banner into Knight of the Ebon Legion. Our opponent's going to have to cope with that. They light up the stage. We see another shock and a Scorched Spitter. Maybe it's not okay to play the Knight of the Ebon Legion here when the opponent's going to shock it. Well, if I don't play it, they shock my face. Yeah, I suppose we just need to stay alive. And get our mana spent. Cards in the graveyard aren't the worst either. It means if our Cavalier of Night dies, we get something bad, and our Cauldron of Eternity starts reducing its cost. And here's all the little creatures. So I'm not going to play the Cavalier of Night yet. I really want something to sacrifice so I can kill something, especially if they have something like a Chandra Spitfire that must be killed, or it could still kill me out of nowhere. So this turn, I'm going to send out the Yarok's Fenlurker. Make the opponent exile a card from their hand for a little bit of that value. It's a mountain, not the greatest. And we play the Order of Midnight, which the opponent probably won't care very much about since it can't block. But that's something we can sacrifice to the Cavalier of Night. Our opponent has plenty of mana to use the Dodgers to stay unblockable, and it looks like that's going to be the plan. Since I can only block with one thing anyway, I wonder if that's what I would do. I guess they're saving the Scorched Spitter for some future use. And here's Ember Hauler. Well, that's a good target to remove. So let's start by attacking with both creatures. The opponent might think that I'm bluffing, or that I'm about to sweep the board, and then maybe they'll block the Fenlurker. We'll see. More likely they'll take the damage, and they do. I do, of course, have the ability to pump. Cavalier of Night. Let's sacrifice the Order of the Midnight. And let's take out the Ember Hauler since it can sack to deal 2 damage to something. And now we have a 5/5 lifelinker on the board that the opponent has to figure out. Goblin Banneret's another little attacker. And here is Slaying Fire for my face. Okay. Another Order of the Midnight. That's juicy. Let's keep attacking. Let's be the aggro now. Since we're gaining 5 life a turn. And the opponent's going to take it all. I thought they'd at least want to trade something for the Fenlurker. Apparently not. Let's alter some fate, get back another Order of the Midnight. Let's alter fate again. We'll get back a Knight of the Ebon Legion. And we'll go ahead and get the Knight of the Ebon Legion down because it can block. And it gets pumped because our opponent took more than 4 damage. Cauldron of Eternity, you're probably not necessary. The orders have this one on lock. Looks like our opponent plans to do some nonsense with the Banneret. Everybody's coming in hot. Sure. Well, we can block here, take 7. I don't know how the opponent kills us, but to be safe, because we can, we'll go ahead and block the banneret. Just to be sure. Okay, that shock is not gonna get you there. You are still, I am still at a higher life total than you are. Alright, I mean, should I throw a good game or something? Are they gonna stall me because they have the Tin Street Dodger that they could activate? Is that the way this is going to be? Man, mono red mages, you're not all bad. But usually if I'm getting roped, and I think I put up I think I already recorded a video like this today that will go up either the day of this video, the same day as this video on the main channel, or the day after, where yeah, it's a mono red player roping me because they didn't win. And okay, they scoop. Hey, we got some packs. Shall we experience the joy that is opening these packs? Anything good? It's mythic. Not the mythic I would hope for. Bedeck Bedazzle. I think I've got 2 of those already. You can play them in a mono black deck if you like. I just think that they're not that important compared to the other options. 2 knights and a banner. On the draw. Seems good though. I mean, I'll empty my hand and start drawing extra cards with the castle if nothing else, and the opponent probably has to respect the knights in some way. When you pump mana into them, they do not suck. Of course, Legion's End just tears this hand to absolute little bits. Opponent's shooting the hello. We'll see about that. We'll see how nice this goes. Don't Legion's End me. Don't Thought Erase me either. Actually, everything about this looks horrible. Everything about this looks terrible. Discovery. Okay, I dodged the bullets. I dodged some bullets. Mountain. Grixis. Keeps 1 on top. Oh my lord. Alright. I'm ready for my Cry of the Canarium. Not yet. No Legion's End, no Cry yet. Sometimes when your hand is only set up to do one thing, you just have to go for it. There's not a lot else to say or do. And if they have it, they have it. If they don't have it, well, straight ahead. They binned an opt. They're showing us a lot of deck selection and not a lot of things, but they kept on top, which implies they must have a way to kill these. Let's at least get this down and hit them as hard as we can for 1 turn. But I'm guessing Ritual of Soot is coming, because there's no way the opponent can manage this for very long. They hit me with the good game. That's scummy. Oh, okay. It's not Ritual of Soot. We are just done. I think they're dead. No way. Oh man, maybe that is a sincere good game, and I get to feel bad. Are you waiting for it from me? Alright, I'll say it back if that's what you're making me wait for. Okay. I thought for sure when they kept on top, they must have a Ritual of Soot. They must have a sweeper. Yeah, roll them. Let's go. As long as we draw a land, we're a pretty happy camper. Just jamming Knight of the Ebon Legion all day. Vampire of the Dire Moon as well. Let's get a priest online. Call me a priest, everybody. And it's a Fen Lurker. Well, the Cauldron is out. Just the card that we never get to cast. That's not a land. Arg. Alright, I think I have to play my land, and since I have an Order of the Midnight, I think it's going to be okay. I don't like giving up my Knight of the Ebon Legion, but I plan to get it back. But I can't afford to stall out on land too much, so I've got to use this opportunity to play this banner and at least keep the cards coming. Stop that. All right, Plague Crafter, you're out of here. I want to keep the Ayara. And let's play the Ayara. Start draining the opponent a little bit. Smork him down with the Priest. But enough with the discard. Enough. Reaper of the Night. Okay, okay, I get it. You went full discard tribal. You went full meme. And now we draw the land. Of course we do. Of course. That's how it works. All right. Let's go. Down to 8. Dread Presence. Swamp, kill my priest. Arrgh. Yeah, this was a bad hand that got worse. And now the opponent and their memery are set up for perfect success. So, I can face no more. I would rather die than play through any more of this discard meme tribal. Make it stop. Make it all stop. Yeah, once again, we'll need to draw land. We got screwed out of it last time. What will happen this time? We'll fire up the Knight. Get the Knight going. Temple of Silence. That immediate Scryland value. Keeping on top. The Cauldron of Never Played. Let's get a Fenlurker. Let's hit the opponent right in the hand. We're just gonna give him some decision fatigue and wear him down. Ministrant of Obligation. Well, that scares me into thinking my Priest of the Forgotten Gods is going to be very bad if they're running like a sacrifice deck with afterlife creatures. And I think we're going to just fail to hit our third land drop for the second straight game, and I couldn't be much more unhappy. But that's magic sometimes. Sometimes you will have no happiness, but maybe if the Priest lives, maybe something good could come of it. It does make, Priest can make 2 mana. Here's Glass of the Guild Pack to pump those spirits. Hype. All right. Let's attack with these. We can go up to 3 mana. That doesn't do us a lot of good. We can pump the Knight of the Ebon Legion. That doesn't do us a lot of good. Yeah, I'll just hold the Priest back, though, in case we decide to activate it. Yeah, that's sad. That's not good, but... Get to activate our Priest! Do we draw land? We do. Alright, pump it, because why not? Cauldron's on the cheap. Cauldron is almost ready to do something. That would be a first for everything. So we exile a card. It's a Murderous Rider. That could be good. If the opponent doesn't have another Murderous Rider type effect. Knight of the Ebon Legion. The Cauldron's almost ready. Let's make the opponent sacrifice the Seraph. Unfortunately for us, the Seraph still makes 2 creatures that are 2/2s each. But the Seraph itself is a bit more threatening. That Vigilance, that Flying, that Death Touch. And the opponent says go. We can play Cauldron, but we can't use it yet. Let's see what happens if we attack with these. No pumps. There's a Mortify. Good. Get it out of the way. Get the opponent down to 8. We can play this Vampire of the Dire Moon, and we can play this Cauldron of Eternity and see if the opponent has an answer for that. The Cauldron of Never Gets Used. Are we going to use you? We have a 6 creature graveyard to pump with. Plus we have a Doom Whisperer to throw more things into the graveyard. Is it possible? Soren. Soren doesn't have much to get back. There's a Seraph of the Scales there, but that's it. I guess I have nothing down there to deal with the Seraph straight up. And the opponent goes for it. I need a land. We'll send the Vampire. The opponent won't want to block that, I don't think. Gives us a life. Now we can get a Fenlurker, we can get a Priest. I guess the Priest is sort of like getting a land. Please live. Remember, you have to use this as a sorcery, so I have to use it on my turn. Not an instant speed effect. That'd be, I guess, too good. And if our opponent can play another Glass of the Guild Pack, they just win on the spot. They got another Teysa. It's not good either. Down to 2. Not good at all. Well, I have the mana now for the Cavalier of Night. But Cavalier of Night doesn't save me from the Flyers. Turn too late on the mana, you guys. I guess we can see what kind of blocks our opponent makes. Maybe they'll make a mistake. I don't think it's possible. I don't think I have a shot. Alright, 3 life. I could make a Doom Whisperer, but then the opponent can attack around that. Sacrifice this. Put it on the bottom with the Cauldron. Let's blow up one of these. There's a chance the opponent is an idiot and hits attack all, and that, I think, is my only real chance in the game. Because if they attack into the Cavalier of Night, I gain some life. Even then, I'm up to 7, taking 7. And then maybe I'd still have to, I don't know what. They flex the vigilance with the scales. Uh-huh. And that's game. Good game, though. Just lands. Missing land drops. That's why I run 26 lands in a lot of the versions of this deck that I play on the other channel. And you probably should run them in this deck too, quite honestly. When you have the Castle Locthwains, you rarely run out of things to do with your mana. So, like, it's completely 100% legitimate to cut some of the cards that don't quite fit and run more land just so you can cast your darn spells. Because missing land drops and losing is... it's not good. It's just not good. And the Arena Shuffler in Best of 1 with the quote-unquote hand-smoothing algorithm, that's built to help 20 land aggressive decks. It's not built to help mid-range and control decks. You really only get a good ratio of lands if you go up to 26 because of the way that the math breaks. At 22 and lower, you get 2 land hands more often, and at 26 and higher, you get 3 and 4 land hands. Like, but they'll never even... like, look at this. I still get a 2-lander. It's rigged. The Shuffler is rigged. We've proven it before. We've talked about it. It's still rigged. It's just rigged against any deck trying to do anything other than play mono red. Ta-da! See? So rigged. Fenlurky. Bond of Revival? What are they up to? What have we gotten ourselves into today? Discovery? I'm paying attention. What you got? 2 lands into the bin. Well, let's be the bad guy and just beat him to death, shall we? Oh my lord. Quick, before they do something cool, kill them! Oh. That is Death Touch. That's not good. And now Drakuseth's in the bin. That's not good either. Alright. Gonna lurk on you some more. I have a feeling a nasty Blood for Bones is coming. Missed what that was. Another discovery. Play a little Death Touch. Okay, we're not done here yet. So my Death Touch creature keeps my opponent's Death Touch creature from attacking, so I guess that's the grand appeal. Let's get him. Yeah. Sucks, but we gotta do it. Don't think it's gonna get a lot better for us hanging out here. Think we're about to get dragoned in the face. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Getting a little hot in here for your boy. I gotta stop saying that. If the opponent kills the Enforcer, I get to block, but no, they don't. That's game. If the opponent's smart, that's game. Well, at least make him finish it. Got him to 4, but didn't quite get the job done. Bang. Ah, joys. It's hard out here being black, my friends. It's hard. But regardless, it's a very fun way to celebrate the Mono Black Color Challenge week on the main channel by throwing in some free-to-play black deck episode. Another thing I think I would do if I had to do it again is we need to murder more things. We just don't have quite enough spot removal in the current version. And as much as I like Vampire the Dire Moon, I don't think it's really a great card by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, I really want more murders, just so I'm not dead to everything the opponent does. And I think Vampire the Dire Moon can probably get trimmed. If you're cutting that, Priest of the Forgotten Gods, it just let me down most of the time, unfortunately. So I think it could hit the bin. And then we need like one more thing to take a break. I'm going to be lazy for now and cut the 23rd. Go down to 23 swamps, just 25 land. But yeah, still a fun deck. Black is definitely one of my favorite mono colors. It was my first real Magic deck a million years ago. Was mono black with a bunch of nightmares. Beautiful artwork by Melissa Benson back there, and she signed all 9 of my nightmares for me free of charge back in the day. So she will always be my favorite MTG artist. Mono black being my favorite MTG color. And happy Halloween. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.